Mwiriwe neza abandi mwaramutse neza bitewe naho muherereye.
Good evening for everyone there stay. Morning to you.
Bahaye ikaze kuri Mind TV.
Here I'm welcoming you to Mind TV.
Nabibutsa kugira ngo abatarakora subscribe muze kwibuka mwikore.
Reminding you that those not yet subscribing, you can subscribe.
Inyungu zanyu muze kubisangiza abandi.
For your own profit, share with others.
Ndiko tuzagenda tubagezaho ibintu byiza cyane. Rero ngira imbere yanyu ndivuga mu kinyamurenge kugira ngo barumuna bacu bazabyigireho.
Being honest, doing this, it will be a good opportunity. And from there, I'm going to share myself and what I mean. I want our younger brothers can learn from us. According to how Kinyamlenge culture refers.
Ngira imbere yanyu kuri kamera ya Mind TV.
I myself from camera of Mind TV.
Amazina yanjye nitwa Byamungu Etienne.
My name's Byamungu Etienne.
Etienne wa Maramba.
Etienne of Maramba.
Maramba ya Rubamba.
Maramba, son of Rubamba.
Rubamba Rusakiranya.
Son of Rusakiranya.
Rusakiranya wa Gungura.
Rusakiranya of Gungura.
Gungura wa Muzigirwa.
Gungura son of Muzigirwa.
Muzigirwa wa Nzirimo.
Muzigirwa son of Nzirimo.
Nzirimo bya Gakinagiza.
Nzirimo son of Gakinagiza.
Gakinagiza wa Sekabumba.
Gakinagiza son of Sekabumba.
Sekabumba wa Rugorora.
Sekabumba, the one from Rugorora family.
Aho kwa Rugorora niho duhuriye n'abasinzi.
That's where we meet from Basinzira, the name of Rugorora. I may laugh saying that they are my in-law family.
Duhuriye kwa Rugorora. Rero Rugorora ndakomeza nkomeza haruguru gato Rugorora ni mwene Matari.
I would like to head from there, heading on that family of Rugorora. Rugorora, it's a name, but Rugorora is from son of Mwene Sematare.
Matari wa Ntegetsi.
Matare, son of Sebategetsi.
Ntegetsi wa Mazimpaka.
Tegetsi of Mazimpaka.
Mazimpaka bya Nyabatimbo.
Mazimpaka of Nyabatimbo.
Nyabatimbo wa Rwoga.
Nyabatimbo of Rwoga.
Rwoga wa Murara.
Rwoga of Murara.
Murara wa Ndori. Ndori bya Ndahiro.
Mazimpaka, Nyabatimbo, all of them they are from Ndori family.
Ndahiro wa Ntuze. Ntuze wa Kanyamura.
All of them they are related with the Ndahiro, and from Ndahiro, that's where we mean from non-understanding of the root of ourselves. From there, that's why we meet a name that we call Munyamulenge, and that Munyamulenge referred to Rugira. Rugira that God appointed to us. We thank you. From this then, I'm welcoming you for us as we meet from this good discussion. Still, I'm welcoming you so that you can follow us. Today, being honest, we are going to share about my personal testimony.
Nivuga ubuhamya bwanje sinjeje nyine ahubwo ngiye kuvuga ubuhamya mu buryo bwo kugaragaza imirimo Imana yagiye ikora ku buzima bwanjye n'ubuzima bwa benshi
Once I told you that today I'm going to share with you my personal testimony, I would like to say that I'm not alone, but this testimony we share with everyone, referring to what you are going to hear ahead.
buri wese afite ikimana yamukoreye, ariko uyu munsi nifuje kubasangiza ubuhamya kandi baraza kutwigisha byinshi n'ubundi byagira icyo bitumarira mu buzima. Ariko mbere yo kwinjira mu kiganiro nyirizina, hakaba hari ibibazo nagerageje kwibaza.
Before I head there, like what I told you, I'm not going to share my personal testimony, but what I mean, the root of this testimony is still shared with multiple people. But what I mean, my shared testimony referring to God's of what He did for us. And from there, everyone can understand that.
Ariko kandi nawe nagira ngo ubyibaze.
From this day, I would like yourself to ask and deep ask yourself what I'm going to share with you.
Ikibazo cya mbere nagira ngo nibaze mbere yo kwinjira mu kiganiro nyirizina.
The first simple question and the critical question I would like to ask myself is this.
Ibyago n'amakuba biva hehe biterwa n'iki?
What we call problems and remocracy of problems, what is it made it to be?
Mwe munkurikiye icyo kibazo namwe mwabisubiza, ko twese turi mu buzima duhuje, dufite ibyiza twagiye ducamo ariko kandi tukagira n'ibibi twagiye ducamo.
Followers, what I mean, those following me, you can ask yourself and know how you can answer about it. And remember, negative and positive, all of those, it were our good memorial understanding.
Mu by'ukuri ibyago benshi bavuga ko biterwa byenda n'Imana bishaka kugira isomo twigisha, ariko mu by'ukuri ibyago ngewe uburyo mbyumva n'uburyo nabivugamo, ibyago ntabwo biva ku Mana.
Being honest, difference of judging, people they say that whatever source of the problems that we do face comes from God. But according to me, all of whatever source of problems no comes from God.
Nta nubwo biva kuri Satani.
Not even comes from Satan or devil.
Bikambivuge gutyo. Satani afite pourcentage nke cyane.
I may say it like that because Satan have a good, simple and less point
Ku buzima bwacu.
for us.
Kuko nta bubasha adufiteho, ndiyo yakora ibibi, ariko ndavuga ko ibyago n'amakuba byinshi tuba
Because is not able to do or is not certificated to do anything about us, because every struggle of problems,
tubiterwa n'abana b'abantu.
all of those comes from humanity.
Biterwa n'amahitamo yacu bwacu.
All of those depends from our choices.
Ndetse n'ubuhamya ngiye kuvuga, ndababwira ku buhamya bw'uburyo twagiye turokoka ubwicanyi bwabaye n'ibyuma.
Even in my testimony that I'm going to share, that comes from what illness that comes from viewer.
Ariko usanga n'ubundi mpamvu mvuze ibyago ntabwo ari iby'intambara gusa.
Once I say this kind of scenario, it's not only comes from war.
Wareba kenshi ibibazo ugenda ucamo
Once you see, you may find it from different corners that you pass through.
kuba ugenda ucamo, uzasanga byanze bikunze umwanzi wawe ushaka kugirira nabi, ushaka kukwica, uzasanga ari umuntu.
Once you cross left and right from whatever you consider as enemy, you will find still is human.
Ariyo mpamvu mvuze mu by'ukuri kenshi usanga amahitamo yacu mabi ariyo ashira benshi mu byago, ariyo atera iki, ariyo atera amapfa, ari nayo atera abantu benshi ibibazo gusa.
diverse understanding, once you go back and think, you may find that our choices always, that's what born what we call negative and positive humanity, killing and living.
rero amahitamo yacu mabi niyaza tuganisha ahabi.
Our negative choices always oriented us in negative orientation.
Ikindi kibazo cya kabiri nagira ngo nawe ukibaze, ni kuki abantu basangiza abandi ubuhamya cyangwa se ubuhamya bw'abantu niki bumarira ababwumva.
My second question, I would like to criticize as I ask you that why everyone or someone else normally share what we call testimony and what others or media understanding what with them learn and understanding from him.
Ndabivuga mu magambo atari menshi cyane.
I'm going to share it in simple words.
Ariko ubuhamya mu by'ukuri ni ingenzi cyane.
But testimony is very important.
No gushima Imana.
It's a matter of giving thanks to God.
Ikorwa cyo gushima Imana ko ibyo yakoze mu muryango utari gushobora kubyikorera ndetse nanjye ubwanjye ntari kubikora.
This work or this simple media of sharing this, the work of God is beyond of our understanding. Where my family and I myself, I couldn't make it.
Ariko nkaba natekereje kugira ngo basangize ubuzima bw'ibitangaza Imana yagiye inkorera kugira ngo abari mu byago kuri uyu munsi, hari abafite ibyago bitandukanye by'intambara, by'ubuzima, by'ubukene, by'uburwayi, umenye ko Imana ikihari yakuye muri ibyo byago nawe yahagusanga.
But sharing with you this is a matter of comforting everyone that passes the same maker and discouraging that I passes through so that God can comfort you. You might be passing through war, passing family problems, passing yourself problems, passing party public problems, but a simple and foundation of understanding. Remember that God can remove you there and share your testimony as you heal someone's body. Saying this, as I share my testimony, I'm very much sure that this testimony can comfort you, can comfort those in sorrow of problems, and be comfortable as you head on. And rebuild their beliefs and head their beliefs to God. Because what we are unable to do, God is able to do that. Third question that I would like you to ask yourself or to re-ask yourself. This testimony, what will it assist those who will listen or understand it? Once I share this a simple testimony, don't limit it from there. But once you listen someone's testimony, kindly pay attention as you need to understand what God has done. Step by step as you follow what God has done and remark what God can do for you. Being honest, testimony, what normally does for us, normally reviews how God is great and how God can do measurable things to us. From that, you remember the time you was facing death. Many people died from there, but for you, you survived.
ukibaza kuki wowe wa munsi warakoze.
You may ask yourself why and how. That right day, you are a survivor.
Ni iyihe mpamvu Imana yemera ko wowe ukwiriye kuri uyu munota?
Which reason that God accepted that for you, still you are living.
Hanyuma mu by'ukuri nunahura n'ibyago ntukagire ngo umwanzi satani abashaka ubuzima bwawe cyangwa ubugingo bwawe cyangwa ikindi.
After that then, enemy, devil, Satan, always don't ask yourself that, is he hunting about your life or something else?
Ubwo n'ubuntu ufite ibyago uzamenye ko hari Imana yakubitsemo.
But, in the critical understanding, there is something that once the devil hurting you, remember that there is something God hidden in you.
Hari purpose itumye uhari.
There is the purpose that makes you to live.
Kandi iyo ntego itumye uhari ni nayo mpamvu ibyo byago biza bitagetinga kugira ngo umugambi Imana yakuremanye utazawugeraho.
And that good purpose and reason why always day and night, devil, Satan fight against that good purpose that God made. And Satan good rival want to limit so that you can't reach your bright future that God made.
Ikindi rero bibaho mu buzima icyo biza kutumarira byongera bikarema icyizere.
Second, apart from reviewing that and recognize and make it to us, that always made to us what we call comfortable stage of tomorrow.
Kuri babandi bacitse intege bakumva ko Imana yakoze ibyo n'ibyanyu nabyo yabikemura.
For those who today are discouraged, saying that God has neglected, but for us as Mind Men TV, we are saying that God still is able to do an immeasurable thing.
Nabifuriza mu by'ukuri kugira ngo bari mu byago namwe Imana basanga.
Still, as I wish, for those still in the jungle of problems, may God be with you.
Tumbere Imana kuko nimwishira imbere byose bizashoboka.
Face God, and once you put Him front, there everything will be possible.
Ubuhamya kandi ikintu cya mbere gukora bukiza ibisebe byo mu mitima.
Testimony and once fast normally heals the hearts of pain.
Uheranwe n'agahinda ku byago byakubayeho.
Once you consider positively what you pass from, the painful negative understanding,
Iza kurangira n'ubundi mu by'ukuri usa nk'ucitse intege.
the end of that, still you'll be discouraged.
Ariko kandi iyo ubonye umuntu wavuye mu byago cyangwa nabo ubwiwe.
But once you meet someone, first the same situation you pass through, or himself,
bikiza ibisebe byo mu mitima.
heals always health and heart's painfuls.
Rero mu by'ukuri ngiye kubagezaho ubuhamya nyirizina.
Being honest then, from whatever I've been sharing with you, I'm going to share you the purpose or the theme of the day, which is called testimony.
Ni inkuru ibabaje kubera ko twabuze
It's a painful story because
benshi twakundaga.
we lost relatives that were our beloved.
Bonyeho no kwihanganisha imiryango yatakaje ababo.
From there, I'm confronting my family that lost their relatives in families,
Yatakaje abo twakundaga.
those beloved of ourselves,
Inshuti n'abavandimwe.
relatives and friends,
Twakuranye twabanye.
grown up and stay together.
Ariko mu by'ukuri kubera y'amahitamo y'umuntu navuze.
But the negative challenge that described with you bad choices,
baba barahisemo amahitamo mabi ya sekibi.
That good negative that devil always give to everyone negative analysis, it choose badly,
akabakoresha gusenya no kwica,
use to them to kill and destroy,
no kwambura abandi ubuzima,
and even in more sharp lives.
Ndahera mu 1900
I'm going to start 1999. I'm going to start from 1998.
Aho twari dutuye hariya muri Byura,
when we were staying in Vyura.
Mbere yo kuvuga ndasubira n'inyuma kugira ngo genda mbabwire Byura mbere yo kujyaho twari dutuye he. Ngiye mu byukuri navuga.
Before head on with that, I would like guys to remind you myself where, before we head to Vyura, where myself, where we have been staying. Myself, I was born from the place called Byamafuno. Icyamafuno, for those elders, you may understand it. It's a place called Mugituza. After there, we head to Vyura. The time I was good, very young. That is where I may say that the caliber of understanding humanity, that's where I had it. And then, from there, that's where even I started my education. Reaching 1998, that is where happened the war that everyone knows. That's when they are born a group called RSD. The time that RSD, part of one of Congo members created that's when that happened, that armies of Rwanda took back from Congo, heading to their country after heading and Koka, the government of President Mobutu.
Byaje gutuma leta yari hari itanga itegeko ryo kwica umunyamurenge wese ahari nuvuga ururimi rwose wenda gusa n'ikinyamurenge nk'ikirundi n'ikinyarwanda. That
made the government, current one, decided that those people who can talk, who can share and mediate kinyamurenge, kirundi, kinyarwanda.
Ibyo ngibyo biba byo byaje kuba rero icyo gihe twebwe twari mu biraro.
The government made it that those from that country and share the same understanding language, they may head to their back home. And from there, for us, we are in a troop home of the cows and the mutual labor of Islam, where we've been staying. The place where I've been in troop, it was called Hosio. To those who knows Hosio, we were down there under that tree called Kivumu. That was our base from our troop. And the others were neighbors by facing. I remember that river, if I'm not here confused, it's called Ruzio. I remember there was a large place that playgrounds. I remember it was different grounds with a known name as Bishop Muhima. Near that we call in our mother language Gisuku and
twazabibabwira muri
Those who knows Ibisuku and Kaminabira, we may head there with our next episode sharing about that.
comment. Aribwo haje kuba ikibazo twari tugeze mu kwezi kwa munani.
From that then, I remember it was in August.
Noneho titubona bava mu rugo, titubone n'abava mu kiraro.
At that good time, we couldn't meet from our troops, remember, even from our home. We couldn't meet them.
Bataha. Abavuye mu kiraro bataha bagera ikambo bakabasubiza mu kiraro. Abavuye muhira nabo baza mu kiraro bakabasubiza.
From troops reaching to Cambo, from home reaching to the same place, we couldn't meet them. It was our mind challenge understanding.
Tuza gusa nk'abagira ikibazo. Abagabo twari kumwe mu kiraro baravuga mu by'ukuri uko biri kose hashobora kuba hari ikibazo kitaramenyekana. Rero abana bakwitegura bakazataha.
From there, we seems facing critical problem where our parents decided that children, they may head back home.
By'ukuri nanjye mu bari babwiye naragiye ariko tujye kugera ikambo duhura n'abato.
Honestly, one of those children I was included. But before reaching Cambo, we meet
umutabwa mu by'ukuri asa nk'utubereye umwana umwe.
One of Watrabwa family, and him, for us, we contrasted him to be one of who can understand who we are.
Aratubwira ngo abari kugera ikambo bose ko barabafunga.
He or she said that everyone reached to Cambo now is being arrested.
Abavuye mu biraro
From troops,
n'abavuye imuhira.
even those from home.
Ubwo twahise duhindukira
From then we turn,
dusubira mu kiraro.
heading to troop camp.
Bukeye bwaho n'umunsi ntibuka.
That's then the next day that I don't even recognize.
Tubona ko habaye ikibazo.
We saw that there is a good measurable problem.
Mu gihe twarimo dutekereza mu by'ukuri igikorwa.
The time that we have been thinking about what you can do,
ndibuka tujya hari umunsi ndibaza ko ari umunsi wa kane niba ntibagiwe twakundaga kujya guhaha mu bako.
I remember, if I'm not forgetting something, it was a Thursday, a good day that normally we go to market.
Kugira ngo duhure n'abandi bana bo mu bindi biraro.
So that we could meet other brothers from different villages.
Y'abaruba kugira ngo tuze no.
So that you can meet different clans, tribes, because we are family, Baruba and the others.
Turamukanya cyane cyane ndavuga ingabo yo kwa muzehe Gatware.
Especially, I would like to criticize as I talk about family of.
Abavandimwe bose baraho twarahuraga uwo munsi twari twiri ramwe ariko twiriramo turimo gupanga uburyo ki n'ubundi twazapasura tukava mu biraro kugira ngo turebe uburyo twaza.
I remember that time we spent a good time with one of our families there, and that good time we have been planning how we can escape.
Ndibuka twaratandukanye turataha tugezeyo nyine gahunda.
I remember the time we escaped there and separated us.
Tudazo mu biraro byose biraba turaryama.
After whatever and simple different activities of troop camps, we slept as usual.
By'abana turatwiriwe kwikorera ibishito twoza.
As children normally do, family activities, as everyone can understand.
Kandi bwa buzima bwo mu kiraro namwe mwari muzi. Byura twatuye ubuzima bumeze nko muri paradizo.
Byura, it was like a paradise place where we have been living like a paradise decision from God.
Haza kuba nijoro.
I remember night took place.
Tubone abagabo bari bavuye imuhira.
Once we saw our parents from home,
barimo ba pasiteri Mosi.
including Pastor Amosi,
wa chef Simon Ruterekero,
Chef Ruterekerwa,
barimo baheyi
even hearing
batwari
from Watwari family.
baje mu kiraro.
They came heading to Cow's camp troop.
Badikamba barabafata.
The time they reached camp, they arrested them.
Noneho bapakira imodoka babajyana za Karemi ba.
After they rebroadcast them in the car heading to Karemi.
Gucika.
But they escaped.
Bacitse batubwira mu by'ukuri ko basize imuhira ibibazo byabaye bafunze abantu abandi barapfuye ibibazo byarabaye.
The time they escaped, they told her that we left home. People there perished. There everyone is not secured, and yet there is no peace.
By'ukuri uwo munsi twagize ubwoba.
That good and being honest, all of us were feared.
Burenze kwemera.
Beyond of our capacity of understanding.
Bwarakeye mu gitondo ati
Good enough in the morning.
nyakurara gukwirwa ku kiraro kubera ko yabonaga ko bamukurikira kandi kiraro cyacu nicyo cyabanza.
That good man that shared a story feared to sleep with us or spend our day because our troop camp was ahead of every whatever of the camps.
Arambuka hakurya ku biraro byo kwa babaruka.
The crops are border there to the troop of Baruga family.
Aho byari biri agezeyo hagiye kuba saa kenda.
Reaching to 3 p.m.
Abo baraza bamanuka na rwa ruzi rwose bashorewe n'abatabwa baca munsi ya harya ku
They
kiraro.
crossed down from there down there, reaching down to the igitekerezo, ikivumu.
Tuze kumva saa kenda z'umugoroba.
Reaching to the 3 p.m.
Twumvise amasasu mu buzima bwose tutarabaho havuga amasasu ateye ubwoba.
We had an imaginary shan and gun and sign ununderstandable good gunshots.
Bararasa nabaza barasa batabasubiza.
They could shoot us because we couldn't rebuke back.
Ariko mu by'ukuri twaje gusakaho imitima ikuka abagabo baraho baratubwira mu by'ukuri kuba baje kuduhiga mu biraro.
Our hearts were not comfortable. We are not in a good stage of place, but understanding what we've been passing through. But our parents advised us, and we made it.
N'ikimenyetso ko mu mihanda bashize.
It was a good sign that from villages, everyone were ended.
Bashize kugeza igihe baje kuduhiga abandi barashize.
Reaching the step that they came to hunt us where everyone were at the end of finished.
None hatagira umuntu uhunga utegereze baze batwice tukajya kwicwa n'imishari. Nibashaka baratwica cyangwa se Imana izadukiza.
Parents advised us that nobody could run or left here. Let us just wait for the will of God.
Nuko byagenze mu by'ukuri baraje barara ngaho uce mu gatondo.
That's how, being honest, story comes and happened. Sleep night at the morning.
Kuko baraye kuri ibyo biraro byo hakurya uce mu gatondo nko mu saa 3.
From the troop left and right at the morning, because troop were neighbors at the morning a.m.
Nibwo baje mu by'ukuri baratuzenguruka tubareba.
That is the time that we are surrounded with enemies by watching them east to east.
Baraza baradufata.
They arrested us. They arrested our parents.
Barakumwe na bamuzehe cyaziga.
We are with our elder parent, Chazaga.
Barakumwe na bamarehemu.
We are with the late Nzabakiza.
Barakumwe na bamarehemu Gatore.
We are with the late Gatore.
Ntabwo baguye aho ngaho ariko mu by'ukuri niba twari kumwe aba.
For them, they didn't die from that right place, but we were together.
Bakuru bose batatu bagenda bashira ku migozi.
All elders' parents, 3 by 3, all of them, they were coordinated by one Campbell.
Barabahangira.
They tied together. I remember Muhodari pastor
Teri muhodari w'abadinzi
of Obadi's family.
nawe yari yahunze ubwo babarasha ku kiraro nawe aza ku kiraro cy'iwacu araharara.
I remember the time when they shoot them for the occasion. They ran from our camp. He spent a good time with us.
Ubu ni pasiteri
Now he's a pastor
mu gihugu cya Amerika.
in America.
Mu by'ukuri baraje mu bana bari barabona inkanya wasaga nk'ari mukuru na Serukiza wa Manasi.
I remember the time they came there. I remember the youngest age of the children. I remember I was the one and Serukiza.
Turakama.
I remember we and make milk.
Turabakamira uko dukama banywa mu by'ukuri twaje gusa nkaho
We did that for our enemies. But reaching to the time,
tunanirwa kuko baramagana n'amagana.
we afford to be tired.
Baza prepara Nyarugabo.
Because we were facing 100 and hundreds, the time they overt about Nyarugabo
Safiri na Marehemu Nzabakiza
and late Zawakiza.
badufasha gukama.
They came out to assist us as mingling by milking.
By'ukuri twarakamye turangije baradushorera n'ikambo.
I remember we did that, and after that, they escorted us by forcing to Cambo place,
Bageraho hari ikibazo bikomeye
reaching to the unimaginable problem
cy'ubwoba
of fearing and
ikibazo tudashobora kubona uburyo twacyakira.
that we can recognize and understand.
Bageze ikambo barashika.
I remember the time we reached to Cambo, they shoot cow.
Muri zitatu barazirya.
I remember they shoot good 3 cows and eat it from our faces.
Tuza gupasura.
From there we decided to cross.
Bamaze kubaga izo nka zigera muri zitatu.
After by hunting and kill whatever, those cows reaching to 3.
Barapasura ariko gahari mu ijoro.
I remember I crossed it, but it was during the night.
Basura ijoro ryose twahuje ibibuga by'inka zitandukanye.
I remember we traveled a good night, and remember we pursue but combining all of those troops camps.
Inka zo kuba Bishop Muhima n'izindi nyinshi cyane.
I remember one of those troops, Bishop Umwe family troops were there, and the others many multiple that I can't consider.
Ko zirarwana ibimasa ko birarwana abagabo bose bari ku migozi ni ukuvuga ngo ni twebwe abana twagera nko mu bana barindwi.
We as a child, I remember that good right time. All of our parents were tied on the rope. I remember it was a very critical understanding situation. The reason why I'm sharing this good story.
Dushorera inka mu by'ukuri ndibuka Katanya Maria ntwaye urukweto nari mfite twazitaga ngo nizanda rumunyu.
I remember Katanyama took one of my shoe that I have been calling Ndarumunyu.
Navuye Hozio n'ibirenge.
I remember I traveled from Hozio 14.
Rangara. Rukura twari dufite twazihishe.
Jump good that we had, in fact we hated it.
Twari twahishe rukura kubera ko byenda nyine murabyumva dutinya ko byenda byaza kutuzanira ibibazo n'ubundi twari twamaze kwakira urupfu.
It was a good painful situation. As you can understand, I have already recognized what we call death to us.
Twumvaga ko nta ubuzima tugifite.
From there we had no life, no future for us.
Kuri twaragiye tugenda ijoro ryose tujya kugera muri London buri gucagurikana.
In fact, we traveled, we passed from difficult and an analyzed situation, reaching to London. The time it was in good hours morning.
Basaba ko katanyama deploying imbere igafunga inka bamwita gukatiriza.
They asked that Katanyama or Congolese army or our enemies so that they can disprove or deploy front so that cows they can't have a border out. From there we decide what you can just follow the normal route. Waiting that the morning can over so that we can head, because we are fearing that enemies still were there by blocking out. Honestly, they have lived them, allowed them, and at the morning, that's when we entered in the villages. Reaching to the sand, their place of Rujomorogwa, I hope everyone can remember that place. Our followers and viewers, people, you can remember the time you have recognized us or welcomed us.
Umwanya mutoya ariko barasa bashaka kugira ngo baceme igice cy'inka kimwe bari bajyanye kuko barasha umwanya muto bacame igice kimwe cy'inka rwose bamazi konerana kwa mafuni zirikonera ry'ama.
I remember that time still that place happened what you go gunshots where we are separated. Enemies took some of troop of cows and others still there. We have been watching. Even we ourselves were there and took ourselves after enemies. Katanyama and the others did that. I remember they told us kindly sleep and took time, and after some good few minutes we headed on. For us, the time we headed on, but behind us, there was a good many troop or many people were arrested. There were those who were back and were not able to head on. I remember from that good time, all of those scandals or problems, I remember we headed to Kizungu, Kizingo and villages, as you normally remember. I remember I passed to my father's house. I remember the door were open. I remember that time, that's when those the parents of us tied on the core board. They have been under being fighted, being manipulated. They were good, tiresome of that good situation. I remember one of the instruments, they are being shooting by the full of gun, and others saying that they can kill, or others say that they can live. Some of them saying that kill or leave him, but it was good fear, because they're saying that how can you kill a good elder parent like this?
bananiwe abari ku migozi umwe karagwa bose bakagwa ko baragenda babaraza natwe twari dushoreye inka.
I remember this one complication was happening from us, but to the enemies it was a good happiness. Because the parents were tied on the rope. Even I and my fellow generation young children, all of us were good tired. Being honest. From there we couldn't recognize that we could survive. But with God we survived. Because we could recognize that those have not yet died lived one there in jail. Enemies called Katanyama are devising other things that they will cross left and right and arrest all of you. That is how we closed villages, reaching to 7. We reached to the sexta. Reaching there, we found ourselves comforted. Reaching to Gasanga, if you could recognize the place, schools and churches. The place was full, Bura population were all of them there. We comforted ourselves, but they took all of those parents who were together, they took them to the jail. Once I talked about jail or prison, it's a church, schools, and whatever places where they took them to. At that time, in fact, they were good prepared for a good long time from whatever instruments to kill ourselves, young sisters, brothers, parents, and whatever from us. Taking young children or sisters, elders, mothers, or wives to be their wives, to take them. In fact, that bad good choices, their plan were to take our younger sisters, our mothers, to be their wives. Apart from that, to be their deeper scholarship. It was good, painful. But because God is still having a good plan for you, always protect. Where those enemy stands where they want to finish you, that's where God always takes place, so that He can rescue you. I remember being honest, I reached there. I remember being honest, the time I reached there, they asked me to pick up one of our family cow. It was one of my brothers, or my elder brother, cow, who's called Amos. I remember that cow called Ramirimbaga. I remember I decided to chase it up from the cow of ground understanding with one of young of those cow seed.
n'ikimasa cy'incuke.
Even one cow, whatever name, with the middle of understanding.
Nijyana hirya kugira ngo bajye kwirasa.
I took it behind there so that they can shoot it.
Bashaka kurya.
Because they would like to eat it. The time they took it there, my dad saw it, and behind the side there, that's a story shared with me. Remember, my dad were also arrested. Even my young little sister were even with me.
Mama na mushiki wanjye nkurikira intambara yo muri 1998 iriya y'ubuvire bagakunze sendoda bapfuye bari barayibuvira.
I remember that good time. My dad, I, my sister, even my mother, we were not together, referring to the war happened in Uvira. The time was, I remember, Kakunzi and the others. That war everyone can recognize. In fact, I with myself, I with my family, I with my whatever, we were completely separated. I remember that good time, my mother, we were separated, referring to that good negative circumstances. She was coming from Rwanda heading to Uvira, to Vura to meet us. But God still protected them. Being honest, I remember that time my dad couldn't see me, but dad saw our cow. Our cow. He saw the cows from Hoseo the time they were shooting them from sector. From him, and everyone like him decided that my family now is perished. They finished their work they have been doing. We as children, in fact, we had only doing our usual work. We couldn't recognize what they are doing because we were very young. I with my fellow neighbors. I remember we did as usual activity or normal activity. I remember it was good in PM hours when we were with one of our family relatives that we normally be with. I remember very good and memorial understanding. He was a good sick. I remember we took Nkunda from the place where we were located to take them to the family camp where she can be comfortable, because from our mothers they could take care for him. I remember we left, we were about a good number of 6 children, and I remember from there we were with the Pastor Muhodari, Serukiza, son of Manasi, late Muhuza, who died from Gatumba camp. Their genocide happened. I remember one of the children of Gishamata family, which I could recognize or remember. I remember it's one of Ngabuziza family. In general, I remember we were 6. I remember then, during the night for us, we took a good time outside there. They took us from there 10 p.m.
batujyana mu nzu iri hafi y'umukuru wari uhagarariye abasirikare.
They took us near just there, the one chairman of army there as chief.
Twari kumwe n'abatabwa mu nzu baje kureba uko umugenzi kaza.
I remember we were with the Batabga tribe come to see how Munyamulenge would die.
Nibo twari kumwe aho ngaho mu masaro n'abaturi mu kindi cyumba.
I remember we were with them. They were in sitting room and the others were in other mekas of room. We couldn't sleep. But like how it was, fear, it was fearless. Because the time right there, we were with the others. Even dying, we were at the measure of consider and understanding. Yes. Reaching to the 5 a.m. at the morning, for us we could understanding that there, the woman of heaven, there, we were collapsing down. We had unimaginable and ever so in our mind because we were children, what we call gunshots. But we were fearless. Because we were used to that. Already organizing that. Kindly, honestly, being with elder or elder parents, it's very critical and marvelous. They did good and better early in time, comforted us that instead of being killed by running, kindly comfort ourselves and die together. By good and the opportunity, I would like to share and upon and defend it that Mohodar did something good. I remember that good right time he were and defined as a hero. I remember I said that instead of enemies killing us while we are sitting, at least let us kill us by running or fleeing. I remember being honest. Mohodar escaped from the window. The time I escaped to the window, I remember I took or I carried one of those kids. I remember I escaped. I was the third or third one. I remember it. Marehemu Muhuza called me. Jamungu don't left me here. Being honest, I called him Mohodar that were lefting Muhuza. Mohodar, he didn't consider what I'm talking about. He had done. But for me, I decided to go back. We couldn't pass from the door open because there were type of family. There was abundant families. Our only passway, it was only the window. We escaped from the window. I passed from the house. I assisted him home and took him from the window and saw him out. I remember we were heading in the road, heading to Kizingo, heading to Gasanga place. But our many problems there we are the one near to the headquarters of enemies. We couldn't pass anywhere.
Noneho tukiruka bisaba ko turi buce hagati y'abacu ndetse na hagati y'akatanya.
But we remember, and we could share ourselves. The only way to pass through and thank ourselves. It was only good matter of passing between ourselves and the enemies.
Amasasu tubanye menshi ni
I remember the time of Shatigun we were unimaginable.
kamanuka dusanga merekeza inzira ya
We crossed down by heading
umuhanda wose.
to Kizingu, the whole of the road.
Tujye kugera harya hafi yo ku isoko.
Reaching to the near the other market, you remember yourself?
Baraturashigitaga katurenga.
I remember they shoot again the stars where the sun were above ourselves.
Turongera turahindukira tubura inzira twiruka twerekeza.
I remember we turned back where we can't find it anywhere, but we turned
zirigana mu Chambo.
to Chambo place there.
Twikonera tujya ku idani.
We headed to the dump.
Naho twongeye guhurira na Muhodari.
That is where we meet again with the Muhodar,
Tawe amasasu yamubanye menshi.
where the time was just facing a good shine and gun and shine out the sun shining where I couldn't measure.
Yaryamye mu byukuri ndanamushimira.
The time there I found him sleeping still. I'm giving thanks to him what he did for us.
Bararasaga akavuga muri turyame tukaryama. Kubw'amahirwe uwo munsi turarokoka.
I remember he was the one instructing how we can survive. Saying that guys sleep, stand up and recover this because that's our protection. Reason why I do still giving thanks to him.
Turarokoka abapfuye benshi twari twazanye.
We survived. I remember many of us died. Died and others survived. Still today we give thanks to
barimo bagatore ndetse muri icyo gihe bari baduteze kurwaka.
Still we give thanks to Muhodari. I remember people died from there. I remember others were ganged and injured. But for us today, I remember it's multiple names. I don't know how to define them or recall them, but what I mean, we thank God for what used one of our dear brothers to do that.
Karindwi inyuma yacu hari abandi nabo twari twafatiwe ariko hari hariho bamarehemo mitera hari hariho bamarehemo bagaba hari harimo bagisore.
I remember from that good jungle of devil and the enemy attack by bad choice. I remember late Mitterrand, Yagabo and the others who did that good right day. And still, it is my root of the story that I'm sharing. All of those people, they are my youngest age and grown up relatives and brothers and relatives, but families is still dead from there. Not only we as children, our parents, our ancestors, our mothers, our relatives. But today, what we are witnessing and sharing as a witness is that don't forget, remember, witness and share. Being honest, God, where with everything as we shared it before, with the plan of those of us today, we can share with you this testimony. The one who said that today we still live and longer. Honestly, wherever you are, I pray for them peace and good. Live longer wherever they are. I comfort good their family. All of those is normal life. God, I remember, we provide a good, new and happen, possible, understanding gift for tomorrow.
tubakunze ariko nyine mu by'ukuri Imana irokora bamwe ariko abandi mu by'ukuri ubuzima bwabo busa burangiriye aho ngaho.
They left us a while, still they were our beloved and still we are loving them, but something critical. We comforted their families, we comforted their relatives, we comforted the neighbor of Munyamulenge, we comfort survivors of Viura, we comfort everyone who understands this one we are sharing with you. So that, remember, today it is something we can teach, but tomorrow God is still review our bright future. Wherever they are, I pray for them, resting in good peace. From there, they didn't take a step or limit, but we headed to Byarayemo. Our parents worked hard fighting against about 2 good months. But a surprising good thing, the time our rescue team came or force came, I remember it was 3. I remember they came 3 p.m. reaching to the 6 p.m. That's when Bura, our family or our village or our location or our district, that's where enemy took place. And what? I do ask myself, it was a good plan for enemy. I remember it was 6 p.m. the time I went to Shikira family. I remember I was mingling one of or those of our fathers or family cows.